You think you can start over. You imagine that a new city, a new job, or a new relationship can erase everything that's broken inside you. You picture yourself walking into a blank space, untouched by past failures, regrets, or trauma. And for a while it feels liberating. The idea of a fresh start is seductive. It promises freedom from responsibility, shame, and the emotional patterns that have followed you like shadows. But the truth is far harsher. You don't start over. You carry yourself wherever you go. Your habits, insecurities, fears, and unresolved emotions are mobile. They travel with you, quietly shaping every new environment, quietly sabotaging every clean slate you pursue. This psychological pattern is deeply rooted in avoidance. The mind craves relief from discomfort. Past failures sting, relationships have left scars, and old routines feel like chains. The brain constructs a narrative that changing external circumstances will magically solve these internal problems. Moving, quitting, breaking up, or starting a new project is perceived as a reset button, a way to trick the mind into believing that who you are today is irrelevant and who you could be tomorrow is limitless. But the mechanism is fundamentally flawed. External change without internal work is like painting over mold. The surface may look clean, but the problem continues to fester beneath. Consider the common scenario. Someone lands a stable, well-paying job after years of struggling. The security should feel grounding, yet after a few months, restlessness creeps in. The mind whispers, "This isn't enough. I need something new. I need a clean start." Suddenly the position feels confining, the routine unbearable, the co-workers irritating. The decision to quit seems rational, even exciting. Yet in reality, the same patterns that made the previous job unsatisfying, the fear of stagnation, perfectionistic standards, need for external validation, exist inside the individual. The new job, no matter how different, will eventually encounter the same internal friction. The external change becomes an illusion of progress, masking the unchanged inner landscape. The same dynamic plays out in relationships. A person may be in a stable partnership, but old patterns of fear, mistrust, or avoidance have not been addressed. The partner becomes a mirror for unresolved issues. Rather than doing the hard work of communication, self-reflection, and emotional growth, the individual fantasizes about leaving for someone new, somewhere else. The allure of a fresh start is the hope that a new relationship will not trigger the internal conflicts that have gone unhealed. Yet, without confronting the root causes, the conflicts inevitably arise again. The clean slate is always already tainted because it is never the environment that causes the pain. It is the unprocessed, unresolved internal state. This compulsion to chase a blank page also intersects with the ego's craving for narrative control. The ego prefers to tell stories in which it is always active, decisive, and in control. Starting over creates a drama in which the self is the protagonist, the architect of transformation, the hero of a new chapter. But that narrative is a false sense of agency. The ego can continue avoiding discomfort while maintaining the illusion of action. The external movement, quitting, relocating, breaking up, becomes a psychological camouflage for the internal avoidance. It feels like growth, but it is simply motion without transformation. Addiction to the clean slate also thrives on novelty. The human mind is drawn to excitement, to the emotional high of imagining limitless possibilities. Starting over triggers dopamine, the anticipation of a completely new environment, new people, new rules. This neurochemical reward reinforces the behavior, creating a feedback loop. The more you change external circumstances, the more your brain equates novelty with liberation. Yet the liberation is temporary. Without internal restructuring, the old anxiety, dissatisfaction, and emotional triggers resurface. You chase one reset after another, forever seeking a freedom that only exists inside, never outside. This pattern can be observed in career trajectories, creative endeavors, and even daily habits. A writer abandons a promising manuscript because the plot feels wrong and starts a new book, carrying the same procrastination and self-doubt into the new project. An entrepreneur closes a business that is performing adequately, convinced that a new idea will finally solve their insecurities about competence and worth. A person moves to a new city, convinced that geography will erase loneliness, only to find the same social anxieties emerge in the unfamiliar streets. Each reset is a vivid demonstration that internal problems are persistent. They cannot be outsourced to a new environment. The psychological cost is not merely wasted effort, it's also the reinforcement of avoidance behavior. Each time the individual abandons something good for the allure of starting over, the mind learns that running from discomfort is effective. This reinforces a pattern in which resilience, patience, and deep emotional work are devalued. Life becomes a cycle of perpetual flight, a series of short-lived projects, relationships, and endeavors, each leaving behind the same unresolved emotions. Over time, the individual may internalize a narrative of personal instability, creating shame, guilt, and an ongoing sense of underachievement. Another layer of this pattern lies in the illusion of time. Starting over implies that the past can be erased, that mistakes and patterns can be sidestepped rather than confronted. The brain convinces itself that a new environment equates to a new identity, a chance to rewrite history. But internal patterns are like software, they follow the user. Without debugging the code of thought, emotion, and habit, the same glitches recur. New surroundings do not reprogram the mind, they simply provide a temporary distraction. The danger is that this temporary distraction masquerades as transformation, and the individual believes progress has been made when in reality nothing has changed. For example, a person may leave a relationship in search of someone better who will meet all their unfulfilled needs. Initially, the new partner feels exciting, validating, and liberating, but without addressing the underlying issues, fear of intimacy, unrealistic expectations, or avoidance of vulnerability, the relationship will generate the same emotional challenges. The external change, the new partner, is only a stage prop. The psychological dynamics remain the same, producing a predictable cycle of disappointment. The myth of starting over is exposed. The only way to truly change outcomes is to change the internal landscape. The lesson is uncomfortable but essential. You cannot erase the past by running from it, and you cannot achieve the better life by abandoning the good things you already have. Emotional patterns, cognitive biases, and learned behaviors are carried into every context. The clean slate is a myth because psychological growth is not a matter of geography, relationships, or external conditions. It is a matter of internal work. Stability, patience, and self-reflection are the only tools that produce enduring change. Recognizing this pattern is the first step toward breaking it. When you notice the impulse to abandon something functional or valuable, pause and investigate the internal triggers. Are you avoiding discomfort? Are you attempting to rewrite a personal narrative without doing the work? Are you chasing novelty to escape shame or insecurity? Answering these questions reveals the underlying avoidance mechanism and exposes the toxic mythology of starting over for what it is, a fantasy that prevents true growth. If these words resonate, if they illuminate the patterns that have led you to repeatedly discard good things, like, comment, and subscribe to The Fictionist. This is where we explore the unseen psychological forces that shape our decisions, the illusions that govern behavior, and the truths that allow real, sustainable transformation. Understanding the mechanics of the blank page is not about self-blame. It is about gaining the insight needed to make lasting change. Once you confront the internal drivers of the impulse to start over, you can begin to build progress that doesn't disappear with the next change in scenery. You have something good, a stable job, a healthy relationship, or a project that is finally gaining traction. On paper, it should feel like success, but instead, a gnawing unease grows, a pull toward destruction. This is the final act of self-sabotage, the high-stakes crescendo of the starting over pattern. It is not impulsive, it is calculated by your subconscious, rooted in deep psychological conditioning. The mind interprets stability and success not as safety, but as a threat. Stability demands sustained effort, emotional honesty, and confrontation with the patterns that have governed your life for years. To remain in a new, functional state, you must engage with vulnerability. You must face the discomfort of true self-accountability. And for someone conditioned to fear this, destruction becomes safer than growth. The mechanics of this self-sabotage are subtle and powerful. Consider the workplace. An individual secures a well-paying, respected position after years of struggle. For a while, it feels gratifying, but soon the mind begins to see the job not as a reward, but as a mirror reflecting internal insufficiencies. It demands punctuality, accountability, creative problem-solving, tasks that expose flaws and vulnerabilities. Instead of embracing the opportunity, the individual looks for ways to destabilize it, missing deadlines, arguing with colleagues, or quitting abruptly. The action seems irrational to an outsider, but it is a protective strategy. It preserves the comfort of chaos, the psychological state in which mistakes, imperfection, and emotional avoidance were familiar and predictable. Relationships follow the same pattern. A person might find a partner who respects boundaries, communicates effectively, and provides emotional security. But closeness illuminates unprocessed trauma, unresolved attachment issues, or fears of intimacy. The stability becomes a threat because it forces the individual to confront these internal realities. Rather than working through discomfort, the mind triggers self-sabotage, arguing over minor issues, emotionally withdrawing, or ending the relationship entirely. The familiar chaos of single life or toxic dynamics suddenly feels safer than the disciplined, emotionally demanding nature of a healthy partnership. The pattern extends to personal projects, goals, and creative pursuits. An artist finally finishes a painting that represents months of effort, or an entrepreneur launches a venture with strong initial growth. Instead of celebrating, the individual procrastinates, abandons, or destroys the work. The act is a preemptive strike against the vulnerability that comes with success, critique, responsibility, and the need for sustained engagement. In this way, self-sabotage functions as an emotional defense mechanism, preserving the known territory of struggle over the unknown terrain of achievement. Psychologically, this behavior is rooted in trauma and conditioning. Many individuals who exhibit this pattern grew up in environments where success, stability, or independence was met with fear, criticism, or punishment. Early experiences taught that thriving would invite scrutiny, conflict, or emotional risk. As adults, the subconscious replicates this pattern not out of malice, but out of survival. Blowing up what is stable is safer than facing the possibility that success might expose vulnerability or require change in deeply ingrained coping mechanisms. The act of self-sabotage is paradoxical. It feels like freedom in the moment, the exhilaration of ending something, the adrenaline of chaos, but it is ultimately constraining. Each act reinforces a pattern of avoidance, teaching the mind that stability is dangerous and that the familiar discomfort of unpredictability is tolerable, even preferable. Over time, the individual internalizes a narrative of failure or inconsistency. I never keep anything good, they might think. Yet this is not the mark of incompetence. It is the signature of a mind defending itself from the high-stakes responsibility that true success demands. Even smaller, everyday behaviors feed this dynamic. Skipping a meeting, ignoring an important email, or avoiding a necessary conversation can be a microcosm of the larger pattern. Each small act of self-sabotage is a rehearsal for the larger destruction to come. The brain reinforces the idea that avoidance of responsibility is protective. Emotional and practical consequences may occur, but they are predictable and manageable compared to the existential vulnerability required to maintain success and authenticity. The effect of repeated self-sabotage is cumulative. Each abandoned relationship, lost job, or destroyed project creates a feedback loop that validates the brain's defensive strategy. The individual experiences temporary relief from anxiety and responsibility, reinforcing the idea that it is safer to reject stability than to engage with it. Yet the long-term consequences, eroded self-esteem, fractured relationships, and lost opportunities, compound, creating an ongoing cycle of disruption that feels inevitable. Breaking this pattern requires conscious awareness and active intervention. Recognition of the underlying mechanism, the fear of vulnerability, and sustained internal effort is the first step. Once the individual understands that destruction is a defense, they can begin to pause before acting, question their impulses, and explore the internal anxieties that drive them. They can start to differentiate between rational obstacles and subconscious protective behaviors. Practical strategies include incremental exposure to vulnerability and responsibility. Maintaining a challenging relationship, completing a long-term project, or committing to consistent work routines can retrain the mind to tolerate the very stability it fears. Reflection, journaling, and therapy provide a space to observe and dissect the impulses toward destruction, turning automatic sabotage into conscious choice. The key is recognizing that the chaos you know is not freedom. It is the familiar safety of avoidance, and that the unknown risk of commitment and stability is the only path to authentic growth. If this resonates, if you recognize the moments when you have dismantled your own achievements, sabotaged stability, or walked away from good things, like, comment, and subscribe to The Fictionist. Here, we explore the hidden psychological mechanisms behind self-defeating behavior and the strategies needed to reclaim control, transform impulses into conscious choice, and build a life where stability and authenticity coexist. Understanding the final act of self-sabotage is not about blame, it is about insight and the tools to finally stop running from the very life you've earned.